All right. Everything seems to be just fine. All right, this is Taco Burger, and welcome to Taco Burger News, where we cover the latest and greatest in the gaming news. And today we have to talk a little bit about something wild I heard. I heard something really wild, guy. All right, well, they all said it was impossible. They said the Switch 2 would melt. But today, the most reliable insider in the industry just dropped the bombshell. Rockstar Games is officially testing Grand Theft Auto 6 on the Nintendo Switch 2. So if this works, it changes everything. A portable GTA 6. But my thing is it going to be a cloud version scam or a native miracle? So Nash Weedle, the original claimed the port is in the works. Nate the Hate, who verified, the heavyweight insider stepped in to clarify. And here's his exact quote. I said a while ago that R was doing tests to bring it to Switch 2, but tests don't always equal release. I know an effort has been made to see if they can bring it to the platform. So that's already huge. Just that particular part of this already is there have been tests trying to bring this to the platform. So my thing here is, can we really truly expect it to be on the Switch? I mean, is that really something that is about to happen right now? You know? Because it would be really amazing if we could get that on the Switch. Just imagine like Grand Theft Auto 6 on the go on Nintendo. That would be so good. So the thing is, Rockstar is a pretty big company. And they could test everything, but to be honest, they wouldn't waste money on testing it on the Switch if the hardware was a joke. They gotta believe there's a chance it can work. So everyone says the Switch 2 is too weak. But you're forgetting one thing: the Xbox Series S. Microsoft requires GTA 6 to run on the Series S. If Rockstar can squeeze the game onto that weaker console, the Switch 2 has a fighting chance. So everybody's forgetting the Series S, you know? Um, Everyone says Switch 2 is too weak, but you're forgetting the Series S. Microsoft requires GTA 6 to run on the Series S. If Rockstar can squeeze their game onto that weaker console, the Switch 2 has a fighting chance. The Series S has a faster CPU. This is the bigger danger zone. This is the biggest danger zone for GTA simulation. NPCs, traffic, physics. The Switch 2 actually has 12 gigabyte of RAM compared to the Series S's 10 gigabytes. So that's what really makes this whole situation crazy. The fact that the Series S has 10 gigabytes while the Switch 2 actually has 12 gigabytes. That means it could really stand a chance in powering the system way more. Like it could actually possibly, I'm not gonna say all that. It just goes to show on paper it does have comparable graphics and comparable hardware specs. GTA requires massive memory for textures and the open world. The Switch 2 actually has more breathing room for assets than the Series S. So how it runs, likely running at 540p or 720p internal resolution, upscaled to look sharp. Docked, it may be running on 1080p, 1440p. And also, Digital Foundry recently said that Switch 2 ray tracing is surprisingly competent. And that's a pretty strong stamp of approval. Digital Foundry, they do a lot of work. I trust a lot of the stuff they come out with. They're usually the first ones on the new hardware coming out, giving us all the specs, the can do's, can't do's. They have exposed a few moments to where there's been false advertisements, so I really do appreciate their work. So if you get a chance, check them out. Digital Foundry. So we're wondering if this is going to be native or cloud. Native would clearly be better. But of course, they're doing this thing to where, like, imagine trying to put GTA 6 on one of those little cartridges. I don't think that's gonna work. And they did do something with Kingdom Hearts and Resident Evil to where they had cloud versions, and that's ridiculous. Who's gonna pay money for a cloud version? I would pay money for access to cloud games or cloud versions of my games, but I'm not gonna pay money for a cloud version of a game. So Rockstar isn't really known to do cloud stuff. They do want massive sales. So the thing is, the Switch 2 will likely have 10 to 15 million users by the time GTA 6 launches. Rockstar just can't ignore that kind of money. So here's my prediction here. Let's say they aim for a native port, baseline 30 frames per second. Heavily compromised visual settings. I'm talking like low crowd density. But the idea here is we want it to run. If we can get it to run, it might be worth it. It just might be worth it. Rockstar is testing it. The 12 gigabyte RAM makes it possible, and DLSS is the savior. Would you play GTA 6 on a handheld if it looked like a PS4 game? Or is 60 frames per second on PS5 the only way? Let me know down below. Subscribe for updates. This has been Taco Burger News, and I'm out.